In a world of supersonic jets and Air Force One, there is one world leader who chooses to travel at the speed of a Victorian steam engine. It is a slow, olive-green phantom that creeps across the Asian continent. It appears on no public timetables, it has no departure time, and when it moves, it paralyzes the entire rail network of whichever country it enters. This is not just a vehicle. It is a mine-proof, bulletproof, satellite-connected bunker that carries a nuclear-armed dictator, a fleet of armored limousines, and live lobsters flown in from Paris. They call it Taiyang-ho, the sun. But to the intelligence agencies tracking it from space, it is a logistical nightmare. Most people think this train is just about luxury. They are wrong. This train is about survival. Today, we are breaking down the military-grade security of the 3-train protocol, the specific assassination attempts that created this paranoia, and why a slow-moving train is actually the safest place on Earth for the supreme leader. Kim Jong Un never travels on a train. He travels in a convoy of 3. This is known as the 3-train strategy, and it is a masterpiece of logistical paranoia. First, there is the advanced security train. This train departs roughly 20 to 30 minutes ahead of the main body. It is the sweeper. It carries over 100 elite security agents and engineering specialists. Their job isn't just to look for bombs. They are looking for integrity. They physically inspect the tracks for loosened bolts, magnetic signals, or suspicious wires. But they also engage in electronic warfare. The advanced train is reportedly equipped with signal jammers to block remote detonation frequencies, a direct response to the Ryongchon explosion. If a bomb is waiting, they make sure no one can call it. Furthermore, as the advanced train approaches a station, they initiate a station cleansing. Power is cut to parallel tracks. Commuter trains are deadlined. Civilians are cleared from platforms. When the leader passes through, the world effectively stops. 20 minutes later, the main train arrives. This is the fortress carrying the supreme leader. The timing gap is crucial. 20 minutes is close enough for the all clear from the first train to still be valid, but far enough that if the first train is attacked, the main train has time to stop and reverse. Finally, there is the rear train. This follows closely behind, carrying heavy logistics, additional bodyguards, support staff, satellite communications gear, and extra supplies. But its primary role is reinforcement. If the main train is ambushed, the rear train deploys a combat unit to flank the enemy. It essentially creates a mobile military base that always surrounds the leader. To understand the train, you must understand the fear that built it. North Korea is the property of the Mount Paektu bloodline, 3 generations of absolute rule. But with absolute power comes absolute paranoia. Kim Jong Un's father, Kim Jong Il, was famously terrified of flying, but this wasn't just a quirk, it was a trauma response. According to defectors, in 1982, Kim Jong-il witnessed a test flight of the country's new Soviet-made flagship jet. As he watched from the ground, the jet exploded in mid-air, killing 17 people, including his personal pilot. From that moment, the sky became a death trap. He never flew again, but the ground wasn't safe either. In April 2004, an event occurred that changed North Korean security forever. Kim Jong-il was traveling by train through the Ryongchon station near the Chinese border. Just hours after his train passed through, the station erupted in a massive explosion. Officially, it was an electrical accident involving fertilizers. But the blast leveled the town and killed over 150 people. Intelligence agencies have long suspected this was a botched assassination attempt. A remote-controlled bomb detonated just a little too late. The lesson was learned. You cannot just travel. You must dominate the environment. When Kim Jong Un took power, he inherited this trauma. Although he does fly occasionally, when the threat level is high, he returns to the only thing that works: the train. But he didn't just use his father's train. He upgraded the security protocol to an obsession. So, why is it so slow? The train tops out at about 60 kilometers per hour, 37 miles per hour. The reason is simple physics: armor. Every carriage of the main train is bulletproof. But the real engineering marvel is the floor. Following the landmine fears of the 1990s, the floors are reinforced with thick armor plating capable of withstanding an IED explosion from underneath. This adds thousands of tons of drag to the locomotive. But the biggest headache is the gauge problem. Russia's railway tracks are wider than the standard gauge used in Korea and China. When Kim travels to Vladivostok, the entire train must stop at the border. Giant hydraulic jacks lift the 90-car beast, and the wheel bogies are manually swapped out. It's a grueling, vulnerable process that takes hours. And what if the train is stopped permanently? Inside the cargo cars of the rear train, there are escape vehicles. We have seen armored Mercedes Maybach limousines drive directly out of the train doors. But intelligence reports suggest an even wilder escape plan. An MD-500 helicopter, disassembled and stowed in a modified carriage, ready to fly the leader out if the tracks are destroyed. Inside this armored shell, the atmosphere changes from military tension to bizarre luxury. While the North Korean population often struggles with food shortages, the train is a rolling 5-star restaurant. According to Konstantin Pulikovsky, a Russian diplomat who traveled with Kim Jong Un, fresh lobsters are delivered to the train at station stops, along with crates of Bordeaux wine flown in from Paris. The kitchen is staffed by chefs trained in French, Chinese, and Japanese cuisine. And the staff. The train is famous for the lady conductors. These are not standard railway workers. They are members of the Kippumjo, tall, beautiful, and highly trained entertainers whose job is to serenade the leader and his generals during the long, slow journey through the Siberian wilderness. The green train is an anachronism. It is slow, heavy, and it is a logistical nightmare. But for Kim Jong Un, it is perfect. When he arrives in a foreign country on this train, he forces the world to slow down to his pace. He forces Putin and Xi Jinping to wait for him. It is a piece of North Korean sovereign soil that moves across borders, a mobile fortress built on the trauma of the past. So the next time you see that green train on the news, remember, you aren't just looking at a mode of transport. You are looking at a 90-car weapon designed to keep one man alive against the entire world. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit like and subscribe. And let me know in the comments, would you feel safer in the air or on the ground? I'll see you in the next one.